G'day everyone, and welcome to another video. So here we go, we're at Dragon Trail Gardens, the Gardens variation, Dragon Trail Gardens, in Group 4. So let's see a qualifying lap, shall we? So we run a little bit wide, just starting off the lap, so that's going to just compromise our run down the straight a bit. But you can see that while I talk about the combination. So Dragon Trail Gardens is a variation that was introduced in a post-release update. It is sort of a sort of sister track to Dragon Trail Seaside, which is in the game upon release. So they don't share any parts with each other. Gardens is a complete separate track, but it's still a nice track, and it still maintains sort of the flavour of Croatia's Dragon Trail. So I say Croatia because that's where it's based. Of course, it's a fictional track developed by Gran Turismo, but it is made made to be based in Croatia. Anyway, so Dragon Trail Gardens, it's a track of 17 corners. It's got a length of 4.3 kilometers, the longest straight, about 800 meters, and it can actually run in the other direction. You can Dragon Trail Gardens 2, it's just this track, except running backwards. It's got an elevation change of 33 meters also, so it's fairly flat, but you can see this is sort of a nice characteristic corner of Dragon Trail Gardens. The quadruple right-hander turns 12 through 15, and then you sort of got the turns 16 and 17 at the end, as we're going through now, which sort of act as one hairpin. The car we're using, Volkswagen Scirocco Group 4, it's a front-wheel drive machine, so probably not one of the best cars for this sort of circuit, a handling circuit, but I like driving the Scirocco. Yeah, I feel like it's a nice sort of car to drive as we cross the line there with a 40.5. So that's why we've chosen it. It's got 358 horsepower. It was available in Gran Turismo upon release, and you can buy it from Grand Central for 350,000 credits, the same price as any other Group 4 car. But that time puts us 4th. I think I did a previous race, it was a rather average race, in the Alfa Romeo 4C Group 4, but this is the one I'm going to show you today. So we start 4th, let's see what we can do. Now I'm going to think I've left the entire race in here unedited, so let's see if we can commentate that. So turn 1, it's a nice sweeper. Actually, we will go through a lap at some point a bit later, but we'll go through a few of the events of the opening laps, as it's where the race is most exciting. So Nissan takes a weird line actually, but I think his idea was to go narrow through turn 2, so you can get a better line through 3 and therefore 4, which means he gets a good run down the straight here. Through turn 5 we go. Now in the slipstream of the Porsche Cayman, which is a strong car actually, and we're going to brake down towards the bottom hairpin. So the Nissan actually goes up the inside. I get bundled wide by Subaru, and we're down into 5th. So you can see, look how far the Nissan got up. He's up like a second and a half, 1.5 seconds from me, from sort of absolutely charging into the bottom hairpin as fast as he possibly could. Bit of a dive bomb there. Porsche loses it on the curb a bit, probably compromised by the fact the Subaru was there, but quadruple right-hander now, let's see what we can do. Subaru's a bit wide, I think I just bump him, but we go off the track, or he goes off the track, and the Porsche up ahead gets a penalty. So, and you can see I avoid a penalty, so it's probably just a bit of a lag there, but we managed to go up the inside of the Subaru into 4th. So after an entire lap, you can see the Porsche just punts the Nissan way off the track. He almost comes on and swipes me, and that extends the Porsche's penalty up to 6 seconds. So we finish off the lap essentially 2 positions higher than I was. So actually the Nissan's going to come back at me here, and he manages to make a move there, coming into turn 1. So we're in 4th still. And of course what I meant before is that we got past the Nissan and the Porsche's going to serve a penalty coming out of the chicane here. But we managed to go up the inside of the Nissan as he sort of goes a bit wide through turn 1. So that's a position we're going to make up. Coming out of the chicane here, the penalty for the Porsche extended to 6.5 seconds I think it was. And we managed to make our way past him nicely. So you got some clear track up ahead, braking down towards the chicane. Subaru comes in. Oh, jeez, he's missed his braking point, hasn't he? Luckily, he just ghosted out instead of absolutely collecting me. But you see the front wheel driveness, I guess, of the Scirocco made us sort of, as under brakes, the rear end went around the corner nicely, and we caught up a lot of ground to this Alfa Romeo here in first place. So we're setting purple sectors now. Let's see, he actually gets it all out of shape on the curb there. The first curb of this right-hander, turn 12, but he manages to get a cutback going through turn 15. So he's up, still in first place, a tenth ahead, but you can see we're actually doing quite well. Fourth, hopefully we got up the inside actually here. We do, so see the Alfa Romeo gets an average run through there, and I actually managed to slot in ahead of him. So hopefully that's where we're going to leave the race, in first place. So we're going to monitor the gap to Axel in second place now, 2 tenths behind. We're going to go through turn 1. We actually got a little bit narrow, but that's actually quite a good line in this particular circumstance anyway, because we managed to get 7 tenths ahead of, actually now, Powder Monkey. Axel has now lost position to Powder Monkey there in second place. So coming through the chicane, you can see the Nissan, that's Powder Monkey, is going to serve a penalty there. So that means Phil Harmony is going to make his way up into second. So Axel has lost a few positions. He has actually not done too well this lap, to be honest, but we curve and square off that corner nicely. And we're now 1.5 seconds, soon to be 1.6, nearly 1.7 seconds ahead of Phil Monkey as we go through the S's here, turns 8 through to 10. So we come through turn 10 now, and we're going to come through turn 11 and turn 12 now. So 1.3 seconds ahead, we're going to meet each apex of the quadruple right-hander, and we're going to get the power down for the straight now. So that's been quite a good return for this race actually. I'm quite surprised at the performance of the Scirocco, to be honest, because the front wheel drive, that means when the front wheels are turning and you accelerate, the front wheels are also accelerating, so front wheels do all the work, which means the car tends to straighten out, but it's nothing to worry about. So we're going to go through a lap finally of Dragon Trail Gardens. Let's talk you through here. So turn 1, this is the sweeper. You just trail it through, so you start turning and then about 30 to 40% brake, and it just sets you into the corner nicely, and you start to accelerate when you see the marshal box. The chicane, this is a very sharp chicane, so you want to go narrow through the first one, and then you actually want to go right over that curb for the second, and same for the third, but we just miss them slightly, not to worry though. So you bring it right out to the curb on the exit there, and we accelerate down towards the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. So the braking point, you probably can't see quite as well on video, but there's a little change, there's a subtle change in the greenness of the grass on the right hand side, and that's where I brake. And it sets me into the corner nicely, although I did miss it that particular time. You can see actually that's got Phil Harmony through there. So the S's now, you want to go narrow through this one and bring it right up to the top, and then trail it around to meet that apex. And then you want to take a racing line through this one, because it leads onto a little bit of a straight here. Now the quadruple right-hander, you want to go half the car on the curb and then meet each apex nicely, half throttle and then full throttle as you go between each corner there, and then full throttle as soon as you can coming out of the third one, so you meet the fourth one and the curb on the outside of it. Down towards the final couple of corners now, so turn 16 and 17, brake on the red or on the orange paint on the wall, miss the first apex, so then you can bring it back for the second one and get on the power a little bit earlier. Not quite as early as I'd like, given the fact that the front wheel driveness of this Scirocco bundles it wide, but that's the essence of a lap around Dragon Trail Seaside, of course. A rather unpolished lap, to be honest. But this is the final lap now, so the idea is to not make a mistake going through this lap now, so we've got a 2-second gap onto Phil Harmony there. So the next port of call is trying to set a purple lap. So my fastest lap in this race is a 40.7. I only did a few practice runs in this car. Actually, I think I did a lap in the Alfa Romeo and then a race, and then a couple of laps in the Scirocco and then a race, because I've driven the Scirocco before and I liked it. That was around Tokyo Expressway Center. I actually really enjoyed the way the car felt around that corner. Check out that video, of course, on my channel. Probably link it up in the card, actually, up the top. But you can see, coming through about half the lap now, we've maintained the 2-second gap to Phil Harmony there. So we're going to have a nice run from here to the end, I think. Probably turned in a little bit early and missed the second apex, the quadruple right-hand. We get on the power nice and early for these last couple of corners here. So that's really going to help us going down the straight now. 1.8 seconds, it's 1.85 seconds ahead now. So we're going to round out the final corner, braking on the orange stripe on the wall, go in deep, and then cut back. So you can see I'm on the power already, and I'm nowhere near the first corner. Of course, if it was a rear-wheel drive car, I could have kept full throttle through there. But look at that. That's a first place. That's a win. A little victory dance. So go up to the line, and a stupid little spin. Having a bit of fun there. But that's it. That's a first place from 4th. So that's... I was quite happy with that, actually. So obviously just exploiting others' mistakes. But, you know, I'm not going to complain. A win is a win, you know, especially from 4th. Of course, the further down the grid you start, the harder it is to get first place, clearly. So I made up 3 positions there, so I was quite happy with that. So we're going to have a look at my victory there. There I am, with the wreath and the trophy, saying hi to all my fans, with that lovely Gran Turismo liveried Scirocco in the background. But that's where I'm going to leave it. Just one race around there. Short little video today, just something to watch while you're on the bus on the way to work or something, you know, something to watch while you're having a cup of coffee in the morning with Monte Carlo biscuits. That'd be nice right now. But that's where we're going to leave it. That means that's it from me. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more, and hit the like button to let me know you enjoyed. And that's where I'm going to leave the video. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.